why we keep score. That's why we hand out trophies. It does matter. Stop trying to say that winning doesn't matter. It does matter when you're talking about putting somebody ahead of everybody and saying they're the greatest that ever did something. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta be the biggest phony, one of the biggest fakes in sports when you try to move narratives all the time because it don't cater to you. You know who I'm talking about, LeBron James. Drink the coffee, it make you feel better. Let's get into it. So, we live in a day and age now where you got guys like LeBron James that try to move narratives, who's a media toy that likes to move narratives because he's lacking in a lot of things. So he copes and makes up for it by lying to you, by lying to his supporters and his fans, and lying to NBA fans. Rain culture don't matter that much no more? Let me guess. Aren't you the same guy that left Cleveland for championships? Aren't you the same guy that was in the Miami Heat talking about not one, not two, not three, this gonna be easy? Aren't you the same guy that said, Cleveland, this is for you? Aren't you the same guy that went to LA to win number 4? You went to every franchise trying to win the championship. You played every year to try to win the championship, to catch up to the greats. But because you failed, and you got more losses than wins, and people are already forget about you in terms of being a GOAT. We're never going to forget about you about being a great basketball player. But that ship has sailed as LeBron James being a GOAT. They're going to prompt the next guy up to try to get it. You failed. And the main reason you failed is because you lost too much. So, winning championships don't matter no more. It's a team accomplishment. Of course it's a team accomplishment, but you play on that team now, don't you? Aren't you the superstar of that team now, don't you? Because when you talking about your greatness, you say you are a 4-time NBA champion. You don't say their team. You don't give credit to those role players that help you win championships. I never see you give praise to Ray Allen that helped you win the championship. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have it. You don't give praise to Kyrie hitting the biggest shot in Cavalier history. Not you. You always say you have championships because you make it about yourself.
Such a phony. I'm so tired of hearing guys make an excuse when it doesn't fit their narrative. He has to be able to talk about longevity and all this other stuff to be able to be considered great.
So how is a self-centered guy like LeBron James criticizing other people for talking about winning championships? Let me explain to you. Winning matters. Because if it didn't, we wouldn't be playing sports. Stop with this bullshit and acting like winning don't matter. That's why there's levels to things. That's why there's a role player, there's a superstar, there's an all-star, there's a legend. Whenever you play a sport, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. Nobody could be everything. Nobody say Charles Barkley isn't great. Nobody say, John Stockton isn't great. But they can't sit at the same fucking table with guys that won. They lost to those guys that have won. So those guys that win get more credit. Period. And I bet you if LeBron had 8 championships, 10 championships, you wouldn't be sitting here talking about championships. You'd be using that as your argument to why you are the best. See, because you don't have it, that's why. You're like a guy that rejects relationships because he can't get one. That's like saying, girls are overrated, man. They ain't good for relationships. Who needs companionship? Well, apparently you do, but you can't get it. So you're going to cope and say it's bad because you don't have it. That's all that is. Stop being a loser. Keyword, losing. And suspect people to give you props for it. It don't work that way. I can't sit here and say somebody's great without winning. Because the first thing people are going to say, if he's so great, how come he never won? If he's the best like you say he is, he should have won. Right? Why you call Tom Brady the greatest for? It's because he won. It's not because he got a good arm and he's tall or he's super athletic. He won. Simple. Winning is the main foundation to why you play sports. Just like when you get up in the morning and you go to work to get a paycheck. The objective is to get a paycheck. You're not coming to work for free, are you? If I was to tell you, you go to work for free and I ain't giving you no paycheck, are you going to come? Nah, you're going to call that bananas. You ain't coming, son. So, LeBron James, stop the cap. We all know you just mad. Or you trying to move the goalposts because you failed at making people believe that you're the GOAT. You did more losing than winning. And if you actually did win 6 championships in a row, such and such, with your other accolades, then maybe we have a different look on you. But winning comes first. So it's not about how much MVPs you got and all this other stuff. That's good to have. But those have to be combined with winning. Everything has to be combined with winning. That's just how it goes. Welcome to the world of sports. We out. Peace.